Roethlisberger on first down. He'll have a first down past the 40 as he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. 19 yards right off the bat and a quick first down.
A gain of 19.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
A big seam, and he might
They're
go
not even trying to do
away.
anything.
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Touchdown.
James Conner, 50s. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. Now, these are not going to be easy on a cold, snowy night, but this one is up and through. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded just outside the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Buffalo offense coming out, and it is Josh Allen who is at the helm.
Well, what do we ask about players in this league? We ask them to improve from year to year, and Josh Allen did exactly that from his rookie year to year number 2. Doubled his touchdown passes from 10 to 20. One of the better running quarterbacks in the league, had 9 touchdown runs. That gives him 17 in his first 2 seasons. This guy gets better and better and absolutely loves the game of football.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Bud Dupree in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
14 yards. Brings up 3rd down.
Devin Singletary with his first carry of the game. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line.
The tackle made by Mike Hilton. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd.
They run with a former Jaguar. It's T.J. Yeldon. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. Back deep for the Steelers, Ryan Switzer. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away.
Offside, defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And down to the 36-yard line here. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. Working with a 2nd and 3.
At the Steelers' 36-yard line.
Allen going to give this one to Singletary. Singletary loses it. And it's picked up by the Steelers. He's at the 40, the 20, 10. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score.
Chris Boswell.
And he has great speed, defensive back speed once he got... Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And would you believe it? This is caught in the end zone. And the fake extra point works to extend their lead by 2.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37.
Their own 27-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They're down 15-0 here already, needing to jumpstart this offense. 1st and 10. And he stopped immediately there. It's Big Vince Williams who made the tackle.
Taken down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Yeldon. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Offense.
Can see this quite a bit on running plays where the guy's out wide. A lot of times, though, it doesn't get caught.
You're exactly right, because it's away from the play usually, so a lot of it goes undetected. But I know this will surprise you. I coach some receivers in the offseason. We work a lot on hand placement and blocking downfield. Might want to take that course.
T.J. Yeldon, the one he was looking for. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. From the gun, it's Allen. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
1 yard to go.
This is Johnson. He's got it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down. 15-0 our score. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
15. Bills nothing.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the gun, a give to Connor. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do, and right now with that.
And this is caught inside the 5. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Deontay Johnson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. So not much time to speak of remaining in this 1st half as the kick's away. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And this, you'd hate to say that a drive in the 1st half must end in point, but you're down 21-0. They're going to have to get something going fairly quickly.
I would agree totally with that, because if you're going to mount the comeback, it's going to have to come in bits and pieces. It doesn't just all come at one time, right? We haven't seen anything more than a 6-point touchdown ever in this game, right? So that's how it has to be done. Get points on the board now.
Yeldon fighting. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
You know I love football. You know I love the game.
I hope so.
But nighttime in December, you know I'm wearing multiple coats. So I just wonder about the guys on the field with all the great gear that they have. Do they have enough on, or do they have too much on? Because sometimes that can affect you trying to carry the ball.
And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
4-yard gain on the play.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. And it's caught. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down. It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Conner with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. And always a good first half. When you thought it's a fake, they'll try and throw for it. And would you believe it? This is caught in the end zone. And the fake extra point works to extend their lead by 2.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded right around the 8. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach.
There he goes, right side. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers offense, they continue to pour it on. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And the Bills are going to recover. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 40.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Singletary. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41.
The ball carrier.
They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
That's a nice clip and save sequence there defensively because they did everything as they would have wanted to. They forced the 3rd down, blanketed the field with coverage, nowhere to go with the football. to dump off to the back. And even then, they closed quickly and got him down behind the line of scrimmage. You name it, they did it well in that last sequence.
Juju Smith-Schuster and the rest of this offense heading back out there. Well, he's within shouting distance of a 1,000-yard season. Going to need a pretty good finish, though, if he wants to reach that mark.
Well, I like how you phrased it, partner. He is within shouting distance. If he stays on...
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Past the 20. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Three first-half touchdown passes now for Ben Roethlisberger as his guys continue to pour it on.
Okay, we need to double-check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats, but what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're on. It's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
No good on the base.
Another not asking me, but I'll give you my opinion anyway. I think it's time to erase that play from the call sheet. I guess they figure with the big lead, they can experiment a little bit. But all in all, just go ahead and put that play on ice.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Back to the air on second down. It's Allen. Then he finds Beasley, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. That'll bring up second down. So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Alex Highsmith in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man.
There's a little bit of defense right there. Nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They just snuffed out every route that was going. Quarterback never got rid of the football.
And they'll indeed stop him on third down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on fourth down. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. Not much has changed since we left you at halftime. The snow still continuing to fall as we are back underway.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Here's Allen on first and 10. It's complete to Diggs. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll make it a second down. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's second and 4.
The 39-yard line.
They'll hand it out to Geis. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
Geis, the ball carrier.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety, being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
Bills.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. To the air, Allen. It's caught, Smith. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first
Nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. The hit comes late. We saw it. There's your flag.
And we know that there's a guideline, right? Ball's gone. You get one step. If you're within one step of the quarterback, you can hit him as long as it's still done legally. But anything outside of that looks like an extra step was involved.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 8-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Allen. They go with a screen. It's Yeldon. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd.
And 7.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. He's got the lane, and there he goes. He's at the 30, 20.
We live for this.
And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown.
Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an intercept. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And he's got it. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Buffalo set to get the football back here. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. To throw, it's Allen. And that will be incomplete. The Bills send the punter out, standing just outside his own goal line. Switzer on the return. Powering his way forward. So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
At their own 48-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They begin on the ground here with Connor. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for...
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Conner, 45 yards. As his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game? And he takes off with it. It's a fake. Spins by, and he will not make it to the goal line as his try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. The tight end, Lee Smith, the intended receiver. But it's going to be second down. We're in the third quarter in upstate New York with a 2nd and 10. Allen's throw is complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Back now in Buffalo. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And that is incomplete.
Allen's pass intended for T.J. Yeldon. Incomplete. It's now 4th down.
The Bills send the punter out as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Here again comes Juju Smith-Schuster and the Steelers. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
2-yard line.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader, and quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading the league in rushing, and let's face it, partner, the running back renaissance in the NFL, it's real, and it's really helping teams along the way. He's a prime example. Got to give him strong consideration for MVP talk.
On 1st and 10 is Connor. There he goes left side. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers.
James Conner, the ball carrier.
James Conner, 57 yards. And this Steelers offense is running away with this one. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. And he's able to put it through. A 4-play drive spanning 80 yards. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. A short kick taken at the 18. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
Out come the Bills as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Brings up
The Bills on 3rd down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he's able to find Diggs. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 16 yards there, and the Bills Steelers have a first down.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Throwing on first down is Allen. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Allen again here on 2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Wait a second. They did not accept that after the incompletion. What? Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you here. You have to take that penalty, don't you?
It's 3 yards. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. Tackle made there by Jordan Poyer.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on 3rd and medium. Proved to be the right call. 1st and 10. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
On the tackle.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. Roethlisberger will hand to Connor. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
He was brought down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
The 10-yard line. It's a
7 yards left for 2nd down. Ball at the 10. Here's a handoff to Connor. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7.
James Conner.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few down.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And they're able to pick up the 1st and keep possession. They're able to keep the drive alive. 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Well, they probably don't need to run a play. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until...
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it to the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, that type of a lead, and they're going to fake it from the 15 to try and pick up a 2-point play instead of kicking it through the post. come on, man. Put that in mothballs. Come on.
What?
Come on. Don't do that.
Put that in mothballs.
Yeah, preserve that for that's an
it
ancient
just-
relic. Faking it. I can understand you want to rub it in a little. You fake it when you snapped it from the 3, but from the 15, mothball that bad boy, just like my grandmother had.
Yeah,
you never had it. The
my
stuff she used to
grandmother did the
preserve.
same. It smelled
You had to say it
terrible.
too.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man complete. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he reaches the 38. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there